Hey, you're watching CAD Roll Hunter, and today we're going to do a penny hunt. But rather than searching rolls of pennies, we're going to search baggies and envelopes of pennies. Stay tuned. Hey folks, this is James and you're watching my channel CAD Roll Hunter. I guess this is what happens when pennies don't circulate anymore. You can't readily get penny wrappers or rolls to put your pennies in. At least you can't buy them in stores anymore like you can in some places. However, I'm pretty sure if you go to the bank, they will still give you paper wrappers when you want to empty your piggy bank and take it back. In any case, this worked. They brought them into the bank and cashed them in. This is exactly how I got them from my bank branch. They said, hey, we got some pennies, but it looks a little different. In any case, we've got a whole bunch of pennies to go through. It's not going to be like our last group of pennies. We had tons of copper, and over half of our 20 rolls were American. We're going to find some Americans in here, but it looks like we've got a bunch of new pennies to look through. I'm kind of interested in that because it means that we can be searching for some of the more recent varieties, the zinc versus steel. There's some really interesting things to look for. We don't really know what's in here. I'm assuming it's more of the same, and they probably came from the same customer, I would imagine, because I don't often see them in envelopes and bags. But we're going to take any finds that we get and put them in our Lighthouse Vista Nature Penny album. We have 57 of 131 spots filled. Actually, we're up to 62 of 131 spots filled. I have a little sticky note here, but I didn't read the update here. And we've got lots of spots. Certainly King George V, all those spots are empty. We got a 1937 in one of our hunts. That's a first year King George VI, but we got lots and lots of spaces to fill in and to upgrade as we go through the years. So lots of things we can find to get in this album. We got to get started though in these baggies and envelopes to see how we do. I think we'll start with the big one. This is $5 right here. Essentially, we've got the equivalent of $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. That's the equivalent of 20 rolls, which is what I normally go through because there's so many good things to find in pennies. So let's start with the big bag and we'll go from there. So I've dumped out that bag and I thought the first thing I would do is separate out all the US, and I put my copper in piles over here and all the zinc cents are going to go over here. But I just thought I would stop because I saw a penny that looked pretty nice and it just was nice enough for me to stop, and it's a shiny laureate portrait with maybe a little bit of cameo finish on the back. I thought I'd take that one out of there, and look at that. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous 1961, and that is absolutely going to be an upgrader. So we got a great start already. So here's the first US coin worth putting under the scope. It's a 1992 out of Philadelphia. That means what we want to look for is for the close AM. We're going to flip it over, and it looks like it's pretty clearly a wide AM. That's the common one for this year. If we find the close AM, it's an exceptionally valuable coin in the thousands of dollars. That's when you want to keep an eye out for. Sifting my way through, we got a trio of finds. First, a 1964. That's our second laureate portrait. Not nearly as nice as the last one. We'll put that aside. We found a wheat penny. We'll see what that's going to be. That's always exciting. And this one is going to be a 1948 from Philadelphia, and it looks to be in pretty nice condition. Lots of detail there. That's great. And I also saw a foreign. Looks like we're going to get 2 euro cents. If I flip it over, this looks to be from Germany, and it is a 2016. And we found ourselves another wheat cent. This one's a 1940. That's a pretty nice find too. Another laureate portrait of 1962, something we can look for on these 50s and 60s coins is for a die clash above the last digit of the date. They call it the hanging digit, so this would be like a hanging 2. There's no evidence of it on this coin, and it's hard to see in circulated condition, but I hadn't thought to look at our 1961. If we just take it and throw it under the scope, we can actually see some evidence of that die clash. I just got to find the right light to show it in, but basically you can see this line right here. That is the die clash. When these two dies were pushed together with no planchet, the image of the queen on the obverse impressed itself on the reverse die, and this line is the queen's chin that you can sort of see here. Some coins show several impressions of this where the dice hit several times without a planchet. This looks to be one, and sometimes it's more impressive than others where you can actually see it even further across here, but that's a really cool find. This is just a gorgeous coin. We're going to have another foreign in the pile here, and it looks like it's going to be another euro, but this is going to be 1 euro cent. Looks like to be from 2006. If I flip it over, there you see 1 euro cent. And I'm not sure, this might be from, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to put it on screen. I'll have to do a little bit of research to see what this is. Here's another one that was so corroded, I couldn't even make out what it was, but it's a 1944, I believe. I'll throw it up just to see. Right under the scope, we'll check it out. Yeah, 44, looks like a Denver. Well, it's a little dinged up, but we found ourselves another older Elizabeth. This one is a 1957, got a little bit of rim damage, but that is our 4th laureate portrait of this hunt so far. Here is a last year 2012. It's not in perfect condition, but we hadn't found one yet in any of our hunts. This one features the Royal Canadian Mint logo, and this one in particular is made of zinc. I just tapped it against, should have moved the camera. This one here does not activate our magnet, so this is zinc. There's also a steel variety too. We want both of them in the album. We're almost at the end of that first bag, which would be the halfway point, and we found one that's a bit lower mintage and harder to come by, a 2009 with the logo. Not magnetic, it's made of zinc. It's only minted at about 36 million or so, as opposed to the 400 plus million minted in steel. And I've checked every single 2009 so far and hadn't found one. And we don't have that spot filled in the album, so we'll definitely fill a spot with that one right there. Well, I just dumped out that next $1 baggie and spread them out, and I found an older one here. It's our oldest Canadian of the hunt. It's a 1943 King George VI. That's an awesome find. Look at that guy. Sweet. Couple more finds here. On the right, there's a 1959 laureate portrait, and on the left is 1 penny from Great Britain. If I flip it over, we can see it is from 1987. We got a laureate portrait right on the top as I dumped out this first envelope. It's a 1963. It's not going to beat the 63 in our album, which is gorgeous with some cameo on it. But a laureate portrait, we'll take it. And here's another one on the edge. We got to flip it over to see what it is. It's going to be another 1961. And just at the back, I spy a pretty circulated 1957. Same bundle, our first 1956. Just making my way through this pile, and I see another wheat cent staring at us here. We'll see which one this is, and I can't quite make that out. I'm going to have to scope it just to see. Here it is up close. It's a 1937. That's awesome. It's got some environmental damage, and unfortunately, it's got some pretty significant scratches on the surface, but finding a 1930s wheat cent in Canada is pretty remarkable. That's awesome. I'll take it any day. I have a really special announcement. My friends at Lighthouse Canada, who've been sponsoring my channel for the last few months, have a special giveaway for my subscribers. And I'm going to give you the details right now to tell you what you can win and how to enter. And this is really, really exciting. They are providing not just 1, but 2 giveaway prizes for a lucky subscriber of CAD Roll Hunter. And what they're going to give away is this very Canada 1 cent Lighthouse Vista Nature album, exactly the one that I'm using on my Penny Hunt and Album Fill series. We're also including in the prize package a nickel album and a quarter album. So not just 1 prize, but 2 prizes, and each of those 2 winners will get 3 of these beautiful Lighthouse Vista Nature albums. Really exciting. So how do you enter and how do you win? So first of all you need to do is go to Facebook and go and visit the Lighthouse Canada Facebook page. Like or follow their page. The link is going to be in the description below and pinned in a comment. And then what you need to do is leave a comment on their pinned post on Facebook. And you'll know it's the right post. I've got the link below as well. But it is the one that is going to mention CAD Roll Hunter. It's just asking, are you here from the CAD Roll Hunter YouTube channel? Just say yes, leave a comment. They're going to pick 2 lucky winners. The deadline to comment is going to be noon on Wednesday, October 25th. And the winners are going to be selected on the 25th at random, as long as they have liked the Facebook page and commented on that pinned post. So that's all you need to do. And then I'm going to announce the winners on my channel, and Lighthouse, of course, will announce it on the post on their Facebook page as well. So go ahead and do that. I'm so excited. Thank you so much to Lighthouse for giving everyone this opportunity. These albums are beautiful. They're a fantastic way to store your own coin roll hunting find. So I'm excited. One important note about this is that you must be a resident of Canada. So if you're not from Canada, hopefully we'll have other opportunities to include you in the future. But for now, this is only open to residents of Canada. So apologies to those of you who are not from Canada, and good luck to all of you who are from Canada who are going to participate in this giveaway draw. Don't forget, if you go to their website, to use the discount code CRH20 to get 20% off of your order. Just dumped out the second last bag, and I can see a laureate portrait here peeking out, and this one is going to be a 1961. And here's a third laureate portrait in this bundle, and it has a little bit of mint luster on it. It is another 1961. And still in that bundle, this just caught my eye right after putting away that other laureate portrait. We got another wheat cent. This one is going to be a 1945. And just underneath that one is another one that's pretty corroded. I wonder if it might be something old. I'll have to probably scope it to make out a date. No, I can make it a date. It is a pretty common 1946 Philadelphia. We're going to have another one. This one, what's it going to be? Another 1964. Okay, so I finished that last envelope with nothing really noteworthy. So we are done. The equivalent of 20 rolls of Canadian pennies, and we did pretty well. We got lots of copper here in the copper cup. We still got some zinc and steel cents and a bunch of American ones here as well. But we did get a fair amount of US copper, and we got some old US copper here. We got 6 wheat cents. We got a 1937 from Philadelphia, a 1940, a 44 Denver, a 45, a 46, and a 48. Remarkably, we didn't get any from the 50s, only one from the 30s and a bunch from the 40s. So some older stuff here that I wouldn't normally see. We got some foreigns too. There's 1 penny from the UK, and then we got 2 euro cents and 1 euro cent, all in this bag of what would have otherwise been Canadian pennies. And we also got a bunch of nice Brighton shiny cents here that we're going to check against the album. I know we're going to fill a couple of spots, and we're certainly going to have some upgraders for this. And in our better or older Canadian finds, we got a whole bunch of laureate portraits. We got 4 1961s, including this gorgeous one on the top. That's absolutely an upgrader. There's a 62, a couple 63s, and a couple 64s. We got some in the 50s too, 1956, a couple 57s, a 59, and our oldest Canadian of the hunt, a 1943, but not our oldest coin of the hunt because we got that 37 United States. So we're going to check the album, and I'll let you know in a moment what kind of progress we make here. So we made some great progress in the album. We actually added 6 coins, so we're up to 68 of 131 spots. We added that 1943. That was a great addition. We had some really significant upgrades. This 1961, which is just gorgeous, replaced one that was very brown. So that's really good. We got a bunch of other upgrades in the newer years. We still have some slots that haven't been filled. For instance, the 1988 and the 1990. It's not that we didn't find any 88s or any 90s. We just didn't find any that were in a red condition to even put in the book. The 85 pointed 5, that's a rarer key date coin variety that we haven't found yet. So we've made great progress in this album, and there are some that are not intended for circulation, like this 2003 WP that we're not totally likely to get, but we did really well. One thing to note, the 1983 far bead that I had in this slot was actually a near bead. And when I found this 83 and looked at the obverse, I found that the beads, in fact, were quite a bit further away from the rim than the one that we had. So I had thought the other one was the, and you can see I used another page here and flipped it around. But I made a mistake, so I fixed that. So we have both the far bead and the near bead in there. So I really hope you enjoyed this penny hunt and fill with the equivalent of 20 rolls of Canadian pennies. and we found lots of cool stuff, some oldies from both sides of the border, and lots of copper to go into our copper cup, our little stash. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, CAD Roll Hunter, please do that now. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.